called Graveline Tours. It's like really silly, a lot of good puns and jokes in this. And it's totally not serious, so I'm counting you guys to be really ghoulish today and have a good time. And if you can't hear something or something's too loud, just let me know. The tape's going to tell you all the official facts and information, and I'll be telling you gossip and rumors and stuff like that. Hotel where Janis Joplin overdosed.
Oh, cool.
That rag pig. Window in from the right. Just the window ahead of the red car.
Howard Stern once called her a rag pig.
And had been in LA recording what was harassed and graded.
I agree.
After a night's recording session, she had stopped off for drinks at Barney's Beanery.
Barney's Beanery. There you go. Can you make it a little louder?
She went straight to her room, number 105, and opened a little red balloon that contained a ball of heroin, but a much more potent kind than her body was used to. She boiled it down and shot it up. After nodding for a few minutes, she made her way to the lobby and bought a pack of cigarettes. She returned to her room, and just inside the door, her body contorted with a jolt that threw her violently to the floor. She had overdosed. John Cook, one of her band members, became alarmed after repeatedly ringing her room later that day, and, after gaining entry, found the 27-year-old singer dead on the floor, still clad in her baby doll pajamas.
Now you guys have an EP coming out really soon.
Nope.
It's not going to come out soon?
No.
Because I heard rumors of an EP. What?
Errol Flynn, the dashing swashbuckler, got popped for having sex with underage girls. Not once, but twice. The first happened on his yacht in 1941. The second time was here in Bel Air. It was the night of September 27th, 1942, and the Tasmanian-born actor who had thrilled audiences with films like Captain Blood and The Seahawk had crashed a party that consisted mostly of teenagers. The one that caught Errol's errant eye that night was Betty Hansen. Poor Betty had had too much to drink and spent most of the evening on her knees in front of the toilet, vomiting. Flynn, seizing most of the opportunity, suggested that she accompany him to the second-floor bedroom, that she should lie down and get some rest. She actually bought the old wine and willingly went with Flynn to the boudoir. It doesn't take too much imagination to figure out what happened next, and the following day, Betty told her sister what had transpired. In less than 4 months, Errol Flynn was in court facing his yet another charge of statutory rape.
Tell us a little bit about what's on the EP that's coming out in September.
Can't talk about it. Where's Madonna's house, you know? Last time we did something like this, we did this nice fucking EP, and it was only released in Europe and Japan. And so many kids, you know, we've gotten such a big demand, you know, why didn't we release that here in the States? Why didn't we release it? But, I mean, we didn't. We just, at that time, we didn't want to release it here because we didn't want people to think that that was our new album because it was cover songs, you know. And so we didn't want to confuse people. And, I mean, turns out we probably could have sold a lot of records and made money off it, but, you know, that's not why we do this, you know. We felt at that time it would have been cheesy to release it, just to put out a record. But this time around, we actually have stuff that we recorded almost specifically for an EP. When we were in the studio, actually we have an original song called Starting Up a Posse, and we did a Public Enemy cover, which I always consider an original song because we wrote the music for it. We wrote our own music, and but then we used Public Enemy's lyrics to the song Bring the Noise.
And then there's this totally new version of On the Man, which is totally heavy.
We even had a fight with the label because they didn't want, I don't know, there's some kind of crap in the contracts about, you know, putting the same song out or something like that twice. And like, it's not the same song. It's new lyrics. It's all new music. You know, it's completely different. So I think it's great. You know, and plus like some of the new lyrics are also just talking about how we were really the first metal band to ever do anything like that. You know, when we did I'm the Man, and we did catch a lot of flack for it. And at the same time, and all that turned around, and we even got a lot of praise for what we did. And plus, what else is on there? There's some live material.
Protest and Survivors on there. It's a Discharge song that we did.
I Am the Law remix.
A remix of I Am the Law.
Yeah, a remix of I Am the Law that Thompson and Barbiero did. And I think we're going to put on some of the stuff from that nice fucking EP that came out in Europe, the Kiss cover that we did of Parasite. So many people like want to hear it.
So many kids ask us about it.
I think we're going to put that on it also. And plus we did Keep It in the Family and Belly of the Beast live from Birmingham, England.
It's like an album, it's not an EP.
Yeah, it's going to be like 9 tracks.
That's where Natalie Wood used to live?
Right.
The day after Thanksgiving, 1981, Robert Wagner and his wife, 43-year-old Natalie Wood, left their home here in Beverly Hills to spend the holiday weekend aboard their yacht. Joining them on Catalina Island was Christopher Walken, the co-star of her 49th film, Brainstorm.
And the most persistent rumor is that they were having a three-way, and instead of being the center of attention, Natalie was getting left out entirely. So she got pretty angry and took off. That's a rumor.
Officially, Natalie left her husband and Walken alone, and a quote-unquote non-violent argument over general purposes ensued. For whatever reason, the report concluded that she tried to climb into a dinghy and must have fallen into the dark ocean waters. She apparently cried for help, but loud parties aboard other boats drowned out her screams. Her body was discovered about 7:45 the next morning.
The whole idea behind it, too, is like, it's going to be an album's worth of material for EP price, you know? That was one of the points, too, is like, we got all this material, you know, it's going to be like a 45, I mean, it's probably longer than a lot of bands' even albums, this, like, so-called EP, and, but it's going to be cheaper than a record. We're going to keep it, like, at the lower list price that you would charge for normally, like a 5-track thing. So, you know, people will get good value for their money anyway.